along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's Good Morning
Bay.
Good morning, Bay. आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते,
Namaskar.
वनकम,
Namaskara.
खुशामदी,
Salam alaikum.
सत श्री अकाल,
Ekandriki vandanamu.
जय स्वामीनारायण,
Jai Shri Krishna.
जय जनेंद्रा।
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोलते हैं कि आली मदद।
मोलाली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजी अहमद को बोलेंगे नीसा बुला बदजान। हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे। मैं सिर्फ फालतू बाबा
And of course, myself, Altu Rani, लेकर आपके लिए एक और drive time that's going to make it totally exciting and totally mastani band jaane.
To the pleasure, of course, this is the 371st day of our sheltering in place. We are in the orange tier, Bandajan in Santa Clara County, and we'll give more information about that for sure. Hopefully, everybody will be eligible to get the vaccination by May 1st, is what they're saying, Bandajan. Or most of them will be already vaccinated because, as per what we checked out last week, it was 1 in 6 people already have gotten vaccinated. So we need to actually better that particular odds for us to be able to survive the virus variants also, Bandajan. And right now, more about the news coming up right now. So, pehle, what we're going to do is go check out what's happening in the Raste Ka Haal aap logon ko, which we give you totally saste, Bandajan. If you didn't know about that, COVID के time पे थोड़ा what do you call that? थोड़ा it became a little bit dull because not much of traffic incidents on the road because the volume of traffic is low. But right now the volume of traffic is increasing, so why not, right? But so here you go, Raste Ka Haal, total saste mein.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
Well, Baljan, the volume of traffic has been increasing and so are the incidents also, Baljan. So it seems like as a human error is definitely inevitable anywhere you go, Baljan. There's a report of an accident on 880 near the north of the Whipple Road in Hayward, Baljan. The right lanes are blocked. Watch out for that. Drive very carefully in that region. The backlog is almost 2 exits from there. It's a totally backed up area there, so watch out for that. And similarly on 880, another traffic hazard because of an accident earlier there on Hagenberger Road in Oakland on 880. It's a jam. Now 80 Pay, there's a traffic hazard also reported right now near the toll plaza in Oakland. When traffic hazard, probably some debris in the roads. Watch out for that. Drive very carefully. And going up further north, 80, I would say some residual delays near the Carlson Boulevard in Richmond. And the delays are really backed up. It's pretty much stop and go traffic there. So watch out for that. Drive very carefully. And let's come down towards the other side of the Bay, Bandajan. Birmingham is there's a delay there, which is on the 101 northbound, south of the Anson Boulevard. It doesn't say exactly why the delays, but the delays are totally backed up traffic in the region. Could be the fact that there's construction work happening in there, so watch out for that region. And 84, there's a traffic accident. 92 bridge near the Industrial Bay in Hayward. An accident is blocking traffic over there, which is westbound, and that is coming towards going towards San Francisco, San Mateo, in other words. So apart from that, San Jose is looking pretty clear. There's not much of traffic incidents reported in San Jose. Apart from the East Bay, there's a bit of congestion there. And of course, San Francisco, perennial, always the traffic is always there in the city part of it. So even after they actually made those one-way of the market and everything, but there's still a lot of traffic over there. And if you're planning a trip to the place, probably just take the BART and walk around there is what I would suggest, Bandajan. And that was the traffic update for you guys. Weather update, kya batao main? I was totally cheated by the weather department, Faltwani.
Why, Altu Baba?
They said there's going to be sunny day today and tomorrow also.
Oh my goodness.
Check out the cloud outside. We can't see one part of the blue skies. I want my money back right now.
Don't worry, Altu Baba. We are just getting on the air. We'll burn up the clouds.
Well, she's got a point there, Baja, because Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday also is going to be totally sunny. Sorry. आज दिन है cloudy. आज actually मेघा चाय है सारे दिन रात को नहीं.
Really?
Of course, the whole day is going to be cloudy today, Baljan. No showers is what they're predicting, but of course, right? Even the predictions of these guys is prediction. They don't actually say for 100%. They can't be 100% sure about these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
okay.
is just like, the mathematical calculation says possibility might be there. Possibility does not say definitely is going to happen. So
Right.
things can change also. You never know. You might actually have rain right now in the afternoon, all through the evening, might have sunlight. That'd be wonderful, right? But anyway, Jen, tomorrow and the day after, going to be nice and sunny for us. Ooh, that's wonderful, right? And that was your weather and traffic update. Jen, let's go quickly check with our Faltwani if she has the news headlines for us of what's happening in the US and locally as well. What do you think, Faltwani?
Sure, Alt Baba. We will bring that for you shortly.
We're waiting.
From the Radio Dihari studios, right here in the Silicon Valley, Banajan, that's in the San Francisco Bay Area. This is Good Morning Bay, and the news headlines from across the United States as well as the local Bay Area.
Well, Baljan, we're going to get to that in a few minutes. But just listen to Good Morning Bay. And right now, if you want to catch up in detail about the news we share with you guys on air, you can check it out on newsblog mediamahima.com. We are streaming live on our Facebook page as well, facebook.com/Radio D Hotties. And also, you could do is download the app. You can listen to us anywhere in the world and just have internet connection. You can download the app called Radio D Hotties, available for free download on Android and the iOS platform. And right now, Baljan, let's go and check out what's news in the US and the local news.
The Boulder shooting suspect held without bail will undergo a mental health assessment. AstraZeneca says COVID-19 vaccine 76% effective in a new analysis, and it's going to seek US approval. White House to spend $10 billion to boost COVID-19 shots in underserved areas and encourage vaccination. Cuomo gave family members special access to COVID-19 tests, according to a new Washington Post exclusive. In local news, Santa Clara County is going to be retaining control over local COVID-19 vaccine distribution. A fatal police shooting on Highway 84 in the Fremont-Newark area followed pursuit, according to the California Highway Patrol. And Dublin School's trustee was killed in a crash yesterday while volunteering at a food distribution center. More on all of this coming up shortly.
And of course, all that will come right now for you guys in detail. And if you didn't catch the news headlines, don't worry. If you catch up the news in detail, you'll probably catch up most of it. And if you're still not able to do that because you actually were grabbing your cup of coffee and the barista was distracting you, does not matter. You can go to our website, mediamahima.com. Lekin right now, Baljan, time for me to go and check out the Ganika Kida lineup for you guys. And of course, yeah, this is the last week of March, and this is the Mahila March, Baljan. And a beautiful song for you guys from the movie Tumhari Sulu.
पटाखा है छोटी सी पैकिंग में आई गुड्डी ये धमाका है
And of course, Baljan, music by a new entrant into the industry, Baljan, called Bobo, Amartya Rahut, and also lyrics by Siddharth Kaushal, Baljan. This is for the movie called Tumhari Sulu, starring Vidya Balan.
जलवा है बच्चन से भी बढ़ के बिड़ू है रे दिल से ये
That's Barajan, Bidu hai, dil se, exactly. And आवाज था अरमान मलिक का बरजान, साथ में वो बच्चे का आवाज था आदित्यन. And yeah, it's a good song. We'll play again. And this actually give you a shout out to all the women out there. I knew some people who actually were just like that Faltwari.
Oh, really?
You know, there was, Mahima ji, right? Mahima ji ka anecdote hai, not you Faltwari. You never sat in auto, by the way.
What? I have.
तुम्हारे लिए auto was called tuk tuk Faltwari. Oh my God, Mercedes से उतरे तब ना तू, हैं? Faltwari हमारी. But anyway, but the thing is, in India, right, Faltwari? The auto fellows, they don't actually, they have their own wish. They want to go wherever they want to go, right? They will not say it. But actually, by law, they're supposed to go wherever the customer asks them to take them.
Correct.
So,
What? They would go wherever they want to go with the customer in the car, in the auto.
They will decide. Suppose they want to go to Kandivali, they go to Kandivali and they won't go anywhere else.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Borivali. That's what they'll do. They don't go anywhere else. They won't say Andheri down. They won't go. They'll say no way.
Say Bhaiya bandstand jana.
Bhaiya, they'll tell you, okay, go home, they'll tell you. If you say Bhaiya.
Whatever.
Anyway, the point is, for you, Faltwani, when you say it, they'll never say no to you, right? Because they saw Mercedes, right? The option will be Mercedes or the auto.
What?
They know you're going to the auto only for joyride.
Okay, ठीक है, Altma, कुछ बोलता
Okay, but the point is, Faltwani, that many people actually used to do that over there. I don't know if it's still on or not, because now you have that Ola cabin on, right? So you can't do all those things. Nakras can't do right now with the auto walas. I don't know how it's, but this particular movie actually talks about the particular sequence where she tells the auto guy to go somewhere, he'll say no, and she sits in the car. She says, okay, take me. I'll go sit in the auto. I've seen Mahima ji do that actually.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Faltwani, आगे बढ़ते हैं.
Oh, you reminded me of such a funny incident, Altma, the way she would like, she would take the case of these auto guys. Oh my God. My God, she would take their case. In the sense that in India, especially in Bangalore, they actually would charge how much?
There used to be a minimum.
Rupees.
There used to be a minimum on the meter.
Yeah, and it was actually illegal to charge more.
Yeah.
So she would sit. The guy will say, okay, 50 rupees from here to there, like literally like 1 mile, less than a mile, right?
Yeah, that was a minimum. No, that's different. But they used to ask on top of the meter.
On top of the
She
meter.
said, okay, fine, I got to go. Next place, she should take them to the police station.
Exactly.
Go right, go into the parking lot. Oh, that's the police station.
She said, now tell what rate you are asking. Oh my God, she's be so... I mean...
Hey, that's when she made Faratas, that's what it's got to be, right? Total bidu by heart, right? Anyway, Bajan, right now, let's go check out what's the news for our region in the US and local Faltwani. What's up? What's happening? Batao.
A judge in Boulder, Colorado on Thursday ordered a 21-year-old man accused of fatally shooting 10 people at a supermarket to be held without bail while he undergoes a mental health assessment requested by his lawyers. Ahmad Al-Avivi Alisa faces 10 counts of murder and an attempted murder charge stemming from the rampage on Monday at King Soopers grocery store in Boulder, about 28 miles northwest of Denver. Appearing at a hearing in county court in Boulder, Alisa confirmed that he understood his rights under the law and understood that he would be held without bail as offered by Judge Thomas Mulvahill. Prosecutors may file additional charges against Alisa in the coming weeks, District Attorney Michael Doherty told the judge. AstraZeneca said its COVID-19 vaccine was 76% effective in a new analysis of its US trial, only a tad lower than the level in an earlier report this week, criticized for using outdated data. Interim data released on Monday had put the vaccine's efficacy rate at 79%, but had not included more recent infections, leading to a highly unusual public rebuke from US health officials. The small revision to the efficacy rate will go a long way to putting the vaccine back on track for getting US emergency use authorization, which it plans to seek in the coming weeks and help AstraZeneca in its efforts to dispel doubts about its effectiveness and side effects, independent experts have said. AstraZeneca has reiterated that the shot developed with Oxford University was 100% effective against severe or critical forms of the disease. There have been 8 severe cases, all among trial participants who received the placebo. White House to spend about $10 billion to boost COVID-19 vaccinations in underserved areas at community health centers across the United States and to boost awareness and trust of the COVID-19 vaccines, among other efforts. The funding will largely come from the American Rescue Plan, a about $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief and economic stimulus bill that was signed in March. The administration will put $6 billion into expanding vaccinations, testing, and treatment of COVID-19 at about 1,400 community health centers around the country. Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York supposedly gave family members, including his brother, CNN anchor Chris Cuomo, special access to state-administered COVID-19 tests in the early days of the pandemic, the Washington Post reported on Wednesday. Andrew Cuomo, a Democrat, faces bipartisan calls to resign over accusations of sexual harassment or misconduct from at least 8 women and disclosures that his administration underreported nursing home deaths from the pandemic. The 63-year-old third-term governor has denied the allegations and repeatedly said that he is not going to resign. The Post, which cited 3 unnamed people with knowledge of the situation, reported that a top state doctor made house calls to some of the governor's family members or close associates, including his brother, to administer the tests. Chris Cuomo had tested positive for COVID-19 early in the pandemic. So I thought that he's given access to vaccines, right? But no, it's actually just the COVID test.
I think that this, it's one of the witch hunts that people are doing right now. It's just, trying to give him a hard time.
Yeah, because he was one of the most vocal opponents of Donald Trump, right?
Yeah, and Donald Trump's son had told that, I'll see you in the next elections.
Oh my God, you remember that distinctly, Altuma?
People should not forget that, Father. I mean, these are the microaggressions people should not forget. These are all the passive-aggressive things which people do, right? Mm-hmm. And you should remember what you got to do. Next time when you go to the poll, just make sure these kind of people, you don't bring them back into power.
Correct, exactly.
Not Cuomo, somebody else. I'm talking about the people who are actually giving him a hard time.
Yes. And
I'm not endorsing anybody, by the way. He also is not a saint. I'm just trying to tell that,
Well, here's the thing. The way they're going after him, right? First they said the nursing home scandal, then they tried to do the sexual harassment scandal, and now they're trying to say that he made sure his family gets COVID tested more.
So what's wrong with that? I don't know.
Seriously. What's wrong with that? It's better, right? They had actual COVID cases in the family.
Correct.
Yeah, so anyway.
And as he's, how much of money the family took from, Trump family took from taxpayers' money.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, including the salaries of the whole thing, working as, advisors to the White House when they don't have the proper credentials for it.
Well, either way, Binjan, let's tell you that after weeks of bitter negotiations, if you remember what happened in California, Binjan, the reason that a lot of Santa Clara County residents have been having issues with getting vaccinations, initially we were going smooth sailing, right? We were ahead of the curve of everybody. But what happened all of a sudden, Santa Clara County, especially for some target groups, the disabled and also the people who became eligible, started stalling because Blue Shield of California apparently was going to take over the distribution of the vaccines completely.
Correct.
And Santa Clara County put their foot down and said, no, why should they take over? We already have the vaccine distribution thing set up with the state. So they had said that they don't want a middleman in the mix.
That's right. That's the high level corruption, right? One of the senators would have said I know Blue Shield person who's a good friend of mine. Let's give the whole thing to them.
Correct. After weeks of these bitter negotiations, Santa Clara County has signed an agreement with the state that would allow the county to retain control over their COVID-19 vaccine distribution. Now,
yay, Dr. Saracori.
No, yay, Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors.
Oh, really? They
Cindy Chavez. Yeah, they were the ones who said no, they're not going to buckle down.
Oh, I thought it was Saracori said that, right? No?
Well, no, it's not just Sarah Cody.
Oh, okay.
Sarah Cody is the health officer, Altu Baba. So she determines with regard to, shutdowns and vaccine administration and all that stuff.
Very goes in this house.
Why is this a big deal? Is because this vaccine rollout actually caused a lot of confusion and frustration over who gets a shot and where they can get it. That was the issue that was happening. And people were not sure, are they eligible, are they not eligible? knowledgeable because you know what's going on in this case. So that's why 7 Bay Area health directors sent a letter to the state requesting that they be able to retain local control over COVID-19 vaccine distribution. The move comes after persistent criticism of California's plan to have Blue Shield manage its distribution of doses. The goal was for Blue Shield to streamline the process, but the My Turn website had major problems. Under the latest agreement, Blue Shield continues to manage the delivery of vaccines to the counties. Santa Clara County signed the agreement late on Wednesday. So if you live in Santa Clara County and you want to be vaccinated, we can make sure that we can make it happen, said Santa Clara County Supervisor Cindy Chavez. That's important for Santa Clara County because of what happened earlier this month. It was forced to cancel thousands of second dose appointments due to a miscommunication.
Wow.
Yeah, and she says part of the problem was having to cut through the red tape and the technical problems of the My Turn website. Now residents and workers can continue to use the county's appointment sign-up system, and Chavez believes that it will help the get the vaccine much faster.
Nice.
Yeah, that was the reason, Altibaba. You remember when we got the vaccine appointments through Pragna and all this stuff, right? We were on a different website, and then it went to My Turn.
Correct.
Then now it's switched back to the county website.
That's better. That was a lot easier and more straightforward.
Correct.
As in, you would. There was no loops which you were getting into forever. Yeah.
Right. So now other counties that are also going to sign this are Alameda, Contra Costa, and Marin counties. They
Very
also
good.
plan on signing it.
Very good.
And for those of you who might have heard about this case that happened, it was yesterday. Authorities were investigating. Actually, a man was killed yesterday in an officer-involved shooting. Authorities started investigating a fatal officer-involved shooting that happened on Highway 84 in the Fremont-Newark area. The California Highway Patrol said the shooting, which happened at about 2:48 p.m. in eastbound lanes near Newark Boulevard, followed a pursuit, the CHP said. Fremont police were involved in the shooting, but the CHP is the lead investigating agency. The suspect, who was in possession of a firearm at the time of the incident, sustained fatal injuries, and news that's coming out is that he was involved in an armed robbery apparently. So more on that you'll find on mediamahima.com. And some sad news coming out of Dublin Unified School District, Banajan. The DUSD board trustee was struck and killed yesterday morning while standing between two vehicles at Fallon Middle School. Dublin police have said. The department says that they are heartbroken to report the death of district trustee Catherine Cuomo, who is 48 years old. The accident was reported at about 11:45 a.m. at the school at 3601 Conan Way. She was standing behind a vehicle that struck her from behind and pinned her to another vehicle, apparently. Firefighters and paramedics treated Cuomo before she was taken to Eden Medical Center in Castro Valley, where she died later. The cause of the crash is still under investigation, but she was there to distribute food, volunteering. So anyway, those were the news headlines, news in detail, from across the United States and the local Bay Area. World news coming up shortly.
And of course, before I go to world news, let me remind you, listen to Good Morning Bay right now. This is actually airing live and local on Radio Mirchi 1310 AM and also 92.9 FM. And this is a presentation of Radio D Hotties and available for watching live on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Radio Day Hotties. But we also can download the app called Radio D Hotties, available for free download on the iOS and the Android platform. A very slim app. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, and all the content. All the power goes into the content. Hand-picked songs for you guys, no interruptions. We don't actually bombard you with all kinds of ads about going to Walmart and buying the next shoes, or for the matter, Louis Vuitton products or whatever it is. But of course, Faltwani is an endorser of it, all these kind of high-end products. She actually uses them, Faltwani. Do we have to talk about that? No, we don't have to talk about, right?
High-end products like what?
Louis Vuitton.
No, I don't use any of
Prada.
those. No, but
What? They said devil wears Prada. What? No, I just meant to say, it's a good thing.
So, what are you trying to say, Altibaba?
I'm saying that so does an angel. Once in a while.
I don't wear Prada, by the way, just FYI.
Yeah, nowadays angels started wearing it, so devil doesn't wear it anymore.
Oh!
Well, Bajan, now let me quickly tell you what we were supposed to go to a Gane Kida, but no, what we're going to do is we're going to check out what's happening with the world news for you guys, Bajan. So stay tuned. This is the news headlines of what's happening around the world. Faltani, are we ready for that, for Bandus?
Yes, absolutely.
Go ahead.
The world news headlines today on March 25th, coming to you from the Radio Dihadi studios right here in the Silicon Valley. The United States wages psychological war on Moscow, says a Russian defense advisor. The ship blocking Suez Canal like a bleached whale could be stuck for weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of impact on. We're going to talk about. Okay, go on. Next thoughts.
Pompeo rejected the U.S. effort to declare a genocide in Myanmar on the eve of the coup. The secret network helping hundreds of Myanmar police now flee to India. And India's Narendra Modi pushes to win West Bengal against formidable opposition. India's second COVID wave to peak in mid-April and may infect several thousand. Maharashtra sees a record 35,952 new cases, the highest ever daily spike in Mumbai. The Ambani security scare news. Sachin Vaze, the police officer who was arrested, says that he's being made a scapegoat. And at least 2 CRPF Jawans have been killed in a terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir. More on all of that coming up shortly.
And of course, that's something which, I also want to ask you, Faltani, because, the news about the Ambanis, I think it seems to be like a ploy or a plot to show the Ambanis need more security. Funded by the government. You never know.
Well, the plot was foiled by so-called.
It was never supposed to happen, Faltani. It's like it's one of those. You read the John Grisham movies, books, you actually will understand. This is all like just to. It didn't happen. Why did it happen? There was no trigger there.
Let me tell you, there's this whole big conspiracy theory, and it's possibly true too. There's a lot of people who believe that Narendra Modi gets his backing from Mukesh Ambani.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and vice versa, right? So they're like, okay, if they knock off that big source of funding that he has.
No. It's not that way. It's just that Narendra Modi is keeping him happy. So for them to get all the sympathy of the world, they're trying to say, oh, there was an attempt against them, but it got foiled, blah, blah, blah. And they made a scapegoat of a particular officer who actually has other details about the thing. There'll be a blue file in his hand which he's trying to take and run away. I can imagine that.
Actually, you know what we should do?
Yeah.
We should you know what? I got a brilliant idea. So, Bindajan, please stay tuned and subscribe to the Radio Dihadi's channel on our YouTube, which will specifically be the AB controversy. The AB conspiracy theories. ABCT.
Okay, don't worry, but it's only her
Not
ideas.
ABCD, it's ABCT. Altu Baba conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
He will come up with different explanations for why something is happening. Actually, you should share that. But I'm not kidding you.
Father,
I get
wonderful.
to listen to this almost every single day. Every single day, there'll be a conspiracy theory about something or the other. And
And it may turn out to be right also.
that's actually true.
Yeah.
More than 70% of his conspiracy theories have turned out to be true.
My father, it's a wonderful idea. Generally, as usual, your ideas are ideas, so it doesn't get implemented. But don't worry.
That's because of you. It's dependent on your conspiracy theories and you recording yourself.
It's me doing the work, right?
See, Banjan, I did what I had to do. For everybody's asking for Vera Altu Baba's wonderful
That's
videos.
That's true.
But
People ask him.
he's a star, right? Like he got like 7,000-8,000 views, and immediately he said, "Okay, I'm not going to do anymore."
No. Anyway, Faltani, we'll get to all those things in time. But right now, we're going to go to a nice Gana for you guys, Banjan. And we're back after this Gana from the movie Tumhari Sulu. And of course, Banjan, this again, I told you, movie is called Tumhari Sulu, song is called Parata, and sung by Arban Malik and Adityan Matajan. Music by new Amritya Rahut, also called as Bobo. No, not baby, Bobo. And this is the lyrics by Siddhant Kaushal. And of course, Banjan, this gonna play again for you guys. Do not worry about that. फिर से आएगा आपके लिए Banjan. लेकिन अभी के लिए we need to go to news in detail because I really want to know what's happening with that thing you talked about, Fazwani. What's that thing you talked about? The world news about? No.
I talked about a lot of things, Algebra. Let me get into it.
Get into it. I'll jump in right into that. No, the ship part of it. I really want to know. 6 days?
Yeah.
That's a huge impact on the economy.
Right, absolutely. A container ship, like we reported yesterday, Banjan, that is actually blocking the Suez Canal, like a bleached whale, may take weeks to free up. The salvage company said, as officials stopped all ships entering the channel on Thursday in a new setback for global trade. The 400 meter, which is basically 433 yard, ever given, almost as long as the Empire State Building, is high and is blocking in both directions through one of the busiest shipping channels for oil and grain and other trade linking Asia and Europe, apparently.
Wait, what happened? They're out of gas?
No, they're saying that they're using about eight tugs. So it, something with regard to the something got stuck. And they're saying that they're using about 8 tugs were working to move the vessel.
Yeah.
Which got stuck diagonally across the single-lane southern stretch of the canal on Tuesday morning amid high winds and a dust storm, supposedly.
Yeah.
So we can't exclude that it might take weeks, depending on the situation. Peter Badowski, a CEO of Dutch company Boskalis, which is trying to free the ship, told the Dutch television program Nieuwsuur.
You know what, Falguni, I'll tell you one thing. Economy is not going to stop. Economy will roll because, when these kind of things, I know about this because I used to work in Jebel Ali area and all. So the shippings, right? Even a small thing is very expensive.
Oh.
For them to dig up the particular, they'll probably go dig up the seabed, I suppose. They'll engage some, divers and all. Divers get paid a song. Even though here it's, but if people want to actually get some side gig, forget about Uber, become scuba divers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a little bit trivia for you guys. You actually make a lot of money in scuba diving because it's a very rare thing.
Scuba diving?
Yeah, going underwater and getting stuff done.
Deep sea divers,
Deep sea divers, yeah.
Not scuba diving.
Yeah, scuba diving. You got to wear this deep sea and go, right? And actually, there's very few people are there who do this job, right? And they generally are the aging population.
Really?
Yeah, above 60. Nobody else goes down and checks in the marines or whatever it is. You got to go. Either people get trained in those things. It's expensive to get trained in that, but also once you get a project, it's like each time you go underwater, you get $10,000.
Well, apparently, a total of 206 large container ships carrying oil and gas and bulk vessels hauling grain have backed up at either end of the canal, according to tracking data now, creating one of the worst shipping jams seen for years, Bandajan. I also wanted to share that Israel is now saying that one of their Israeli ships that was sailing with supplies to India has been impacted and is stuck right now because of a Saudi missile that attacked the ship.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So Saudi doesn't want India to trade with anybody else.
I have no idea. Something is going from Israel. It supplies to India for sure.
Definitely tune into my channel, Banjan, ABCT.
ABCT. No, the ABCT bulletin. That'll come to you. Yes, we're going to do that, Altu Baba. We're definitely going to do the ABCT bulletin. Please tune in and we will openly say that at your own risk to watch the particular channel.
Yeah, that's because of the fact that we actually right now in America and we don't have Trump in the office. Otherwise we'll be in trouble.
Well, speaking of the Trump administration, some U.S. officials apparently in the last days of the Trump administration urged outgoing Secretary Mike Pompeo to formally declare that Myanmar's military campaign against the Rohingya minority was a genocide. Such a determination, a culmination of years of State Department investigation and legal analysis, would send a signal that the generals would not enjoy impunity for their persecution of the Muslim group since 2017, the officials hoped. Pompeo apparently never made that call. Less than 2 weeks after he left office on Jan 20th, Myanmar's generals seized power in the coup. Remember that?
Yeah.
They're saying that Pompeo, had he made that statement, he could have deterred this coup from happening. Now, anyway, strung across remote mountain settlements, a secret network of activists and volunteers is helping spirit hundreds of defecting Myanmar policemen away from the military's brutal crackdown on dissent and into relative safety in a small northeastern Indian state. Their escape by car, motorcycle, and on foot through densely forested terrain is often guided by volunteer-led groups on both sides of the border, according to accounts from at least 10 people who are involved in the loose-knit network or have used it to cross the border. Once in India, these local activists and residents provide food and shelter in safe houses, the people are saying. Some police personnel have said that they fled Myanmar because they feared persecution after refusing to obey the military junta's orders to shoot prosecutors. Speaking of India, Bandajan, the populous Indian state of West Bengal has emerged as a key battleground for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's party, which is looking to extend its national domination and dislodge one of Modi's sharpest critics. And we all know Didi, Mamta Banerjee. To win power in the eastern state, where a month-long election begins on Saturday, Modi's right-wing Bharatiya Janata Party has deployed its formidable election machinery backed by deep pockets. The party brass, including Modi and his powerful Home Minister Amit Shah, have also relentlessly been campaigning, flanked by local leaders poached from the Trinamool Congress. I like the way they say poached. From the Trinamool Congress, which has ruled the state since 2011 and is headed by Firebrand Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee.
Meanwhile, Trinamool Congress actually expressed serious concerns with the fact that Mamta Banerjee was not given the award for best acting in the national awards.
Why?
What?
For the fall.
She did a better job than the Kagga Adot, actually.
Oh God.
So Trinamool Congress is very, very angry about that. So
Yeah. Well, Bandajan, in India, there's some sad news coming out that India is going to be seeing a second COVID wave peak in mid-April and may infect up to 25 lakh people, according to a State Bank of India report that India is currently witnessing this, which may last up to 100 days. The report said that the ongoing wave began on February 15th and will peak in mid-April. And in the Ambani security scare, Bandajan, a special court in Mumbai has extended the NIA custody of suspended Mumbai police officer Sachin Vaze, who says that he is being made a scapegoat and that it is really the charges are all false that have been leveled against him. And in some disturbing news from the Jammu Kashmir region, at least 2 CRPF soldiers were killed and 2 injured in a terror attack in Lavaipora on the outskirts of Srinagar on Thursday, police said. IG Kashmir Vijay Kumar said that Lashkar-e-Taiba was actually the party that was behind the attack. And the final tech news headlines. There's a lot of tech CEOs. We'll bring you more news about this tomorrow. Everybody from Jack Dorsey to Sundar Pichai are at Capitol Hill right now talking about misinformation on Google, Facebook and social media, only in English but also in other languages. So more on all of that, you can go to mediamahima.com. That's all we have time for today, Bandajan. We'll be back tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show. Till then, have yourselves a terrific Thursday.
हीरोगिरी पूरी भरी जलवा है बच्चन से भी बढ़ के बेड़ू है रे दिल से